Hey everybody, Schizophreniacast here. We're back and we watched the Minecraft trailer.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I
It was
saw,
really bad.
yeah, yeah. Everybody wants to do video game movies now, so I
But
think what?
it seems like they didn't have any direction with it too. It's just Jumanji again.
Oh,
Is
it's
it the
just
same studio?
I don't know. What
I'll
was
look
it?
that up. Let me see.
Yeah, it's probably like that. I mean, I don't know what else you could make the movie into.
Hmm.
Cause I don't know. I haven't played Minecraft. Well, I did play Minecraft once. I thought it was boring. I'm not into Legos. I don't like Yeah, I don't like playing with that stuff. I think it's like lame.
Hmm.
Um, and kind of a waste of time. Very childish.
Right.
But like,
There goes half the fan base.
I'm just saying. I'm
Gone.
just saying. All right, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, you guys can you can disagree with me and call me a retard in the comments if you want. Like, it's fine. We can disagree on certain things. Um, but but yeah, I'm not into Legos. I'm not into like any of that like building shit kind of stuff. So like Minecraft never really appealed to me.
Mhm.
And I played it once, and then like I played it once with our friends, and all I did was just destroy the shit that they built. Like I would go in with a sword and like just like break everything, and they would get really mad at me. And I was like, it's a video game. It's not real. But what was it? But yeah, I don't know what else they could. I know you can like go. You build shit and then you like explore the woods, basically, right? And you get attacked by zombies. So I don't know what else they could do with the movie besides like make it a Jumanji thing or like people are like some kids are transported into the Minecraft world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The Minecrafter.
yeah, it's a Minecraft isekai.
But they. uh, the it was the blueprint was already laid out though. They had I think Telltale made a game where they the Minecraft people have an adventure together and they has like different characters and it had a story.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it was called Minecraft Story Mode or something like that. Yeah, it was called Story Mode. And yeah, it's right there. Just make an animated version of that. They
What
could have
did
just did that.
what did they do? They fought the giant like creeper guy or something. He's
I
a
think-
wizard too, I think.
No, it was more showing. It was just more show and anime shit. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Guy gets chosen. He's like, "You're a fucking dork. You're a dork. You know, you go do this adventure." And then he gets a bunch of friends together, and then they go and they fight the Ender Dragon or whatever.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
which I want to kill myself for knowing the Ender Dragon.
Well, I mean, it's in now that I think about it. My our nephews were really into not nephews, but one of our nephews was really into Minecraft. So I remember one time watching some Minecraft videos with him, and yeah, people make stories out of like the characters and stuff all the time. So I guess they could just take one of those stories, but decided against it.
Right.
The funniest part is that I saw Jason Momoa. Remember when we were watching it, and I said we saw Jason Momoa with the wig on, and I was all like, oh, they got the second best like casting for this movie. Where it's like, oh yeah, Jason Momoa acts like a big kid. The only other person I can think of that would be better is Jack Black, and then immediately Jack Black shows
Oh
up.
yeah, that was the funniest thing ever. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're just like, oh my gosh, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if Jack. And then it's like right when you said Jack, he comes out, and he's like, I'm Steve.
Yeah.
Fligoogie or whatever he did.
He needs to be in every video game movie now. He's gonna be playing Solid Snake in the
Oh my
in the
gosh, dude, I would enjoy that movie very much if he played Solid Snake.
Come on, Raiden. Snake eater. Yeah, I just yeah, I'm not excited for it. I'm not into that like childish like video games for babies garbage. So I don't really care about any of that stuff. Five Nights of on a completely separate note, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was really good. I really enjoyed that. I don't know if we made a review about that, but
I don't think so, but we should because it was very very good.
yeah, I enjoyed it. And then Sonic 3 is gonna come out soon too. So
Oh my
We're
gosh,
hyped
I'm
for
so
that.
excited for Sonic 3. Everybody
Yeah.
I talked to is like so pshaw about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, but you'll go watch fucking Cape shit.
Yeah,
Now I
exactly.
can hear. Oh damn. Okay. Hopefully I've been getting the mic or whatever. So we got a brand new setup, guys. It's I got a whole studio, so sorry if there's audio problems. But yeah, no, dude, I'm so hyped for it.
Mhm.
And then everybody I talked to It's just like, oh, Pisha. Oh, you like the little kid Sonic movie and blah blah. And then it's like, and then they go watch Superhero Man that jumps and flies around and fights Thanos and shit.
When
And then they
Aquaman,
talk about that movie, and I'm like, well, what's okay?
when Aquaman is like the isn't Aquaman like the highest grossing movie from DC?
I think so.
And then like Marvel has its like little kid versions of comic book characters like joking around all the time and making like dumb jokes and like childish jokes and stuff like that all the time. Like there's no stakes in their movies or anything like that. It's just all just like popcorn pulp. Um
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't see why like watching something like that, especially when it's like especially when it has the irony factor behind it. I mean it's like ironic, but it's also not ironic at the same time.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if it is ironic. Do you think?
well, I mean when we didn't grow up with original Sonic,
Mhm.
so you know if originally they were supposed to put Metal Sonic
Mhm.
at the end of Sonic 2.
Mhm.
So that's what I was expecting because they were following the storyline of the first Sonic games.
Mhm.
And then when we saw Shadow, we just freaked out and started, which we never did the review for that. But when we
Yeah,
saw
no.
Shadow, we just freaked out and like we're like, oh my god, it's Shadow.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
Shadow!
So
And then I heard he was getting played by Keanu Reeves. And I
oh
was
yeah,
like,
and then
oh, boy,
the excitement
that's gonna
went
be fun.
completely went away. But yeah, we grew up with that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure like most of the people that watch the Marvel movies didn't grow up reading comic books because I remember vividly when I was younger, nobody really read comic books as much as I did,
Mhm.
or like knew the comic book stuff as much as
Yeah,
I did.
this was late '90s. No, when we were a kid, we were like
Late
early
90s.
2000s
Yeah,
or
early
whatever. It had
2000s.
died out already.
Yeah, because
It
they
already
had,
crashed with their special editions and whatever, things. There was a kind of a crash with comic books. Nobody really cared about them anymore.
well, they had Spider-Man, Blade. They weren't like doing the big Marvel like things, and then Iron Man came out and changed everything.
Yeah, and I know people are gonna say, "Oh, well, yeah, well, you're gonna be around people that share your interests." So yeah, of course, everybody you knew read comic books, but dude, the majority of people didn't.
Yeah, so I thought it was so I mean there is that nostalgia factor too, but I don't know. I just I think that's kind of hypocritical for them to say that. Um, one thing. Oh, one thing I was thinking about too was when we were watching the Minecraft trailer. Okay, so if Jack Black plays Solid Snake, that means that that Kyle Gass is gonna play Raiden. And then they're gonna try to make a joke about assassinating the president, the former president.
Oh my gosh.
President Armstrong is played by Trump.
If they make a Metal Gear Solid movie, it's gonna be so awful.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so awful, especially how Kojima is now.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not that they're gonna get him to write it. He'll just. I mean, can they? Does he even own it?
I don't know.
No, Konami probably does.
Probably yeah. But
So there's hope. I just don't want Kojima to be anywhere near the movie. You know,
true.
he makes a good game and everything, but a movie, I think that gives him free reign to do a lot of really weird stuff.
I mean, if you watch some videos on YouTube, talking about the Metal Gear Solid series, they basically say that he wants to be a movie director, right? Or some people have theories about him wanting to be more focused with movies, especially with the with the walking simulator game. What was it called? Death Stranding.
Death Stranding, yeah.
Yeah, and him getting cozying up to like different directors and actors and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could see that. I could see that he probably would want to write it, or like be highly involved in it, which most people would probably like. So yeah, video game movies. I mean, they said this with the Mario movie, which we didn't review, which might be coming up soon. But
yeah, I have the audio. I was trying to mix in footage or whatever, but I was like, oh, this is gonna get blasted to hell. But I think it's far enough that I could probably put footage in it now.
well, it just didn't work, along with various other issues that we've been having. Yeah, it just other issues that we've been having, which is why those reviews didn't get made. but or we just weren't able to do it.
Hmm.
But so uh yeah, so all those yeah, so with the Mario movie, like all the new wave of movies is gonna be video game movies, animated or not, depending. Um, so we'll see how that plays out. Um, are you excited for the Silent Hill? The new Silent Hill movie?
There's a new Silent Hill movie?
Yeah, didn't you say there was gonna make another one or something? Oh no, the
Oh,
new Silent Hill game.
no,
Or,
there is a new Silent Hill movie. You're right.
yeah, yeah,
There's like a third one with the director of the first one, the guy who wrote and directed the first one.
yeah.
Um, yeah, he's coming back to make a number three, which
Mhm.
I don't know what the heck it's gonna be about. I think it's a direct sequel to Revelation. Is
Right.
what was two called?
Uh,
Revelation. Yeah, which was god awful. Holy crap, that movie was
it
boring.
really I was really struggling to hold interest in that.
Yeah,
Um,
we watched both. We're not doing a review on it. We watched both movies, the first Silent Hill and the second Silent Hill, and like I don't think you had remembered the first Silent Hill.
I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, I remembered it. So when you were watching, you're like, "This is pretty good,"
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, this is what I've been telling everybody. This movie's like not bad." I know it gets a lot of criticism for having Pyramid Head in a movie where he's not involved because he wasn't in the first game,
Mhm.
and he's a manifestation of like um, Silent Hill 2 protagonist character. I can't remember his name right now. Of his imagination, it's like his self-insert, and they put him in that movie. But I mean, I think they just needed something recognizable for that movie to make it really Silent Hilly, because the first Silent Hill, besides the city, I mean, the first Silent Hill kind of set the groundwork for the games
Mhm.
and everything, how they were all gonna go, and then the second one was like the most memorable one.
True.
So they needed something from the most memorable one to get people drawn in and stuff. But other than that, I thought they did a serviceable job with the movie. It was really good. It hit all the plot points. The casting was good. Uh, I know they casted a lady instead of Harry, but I thought it was a good change for a horror movie. You know what I mean? Because you got to remember that they're getting a general audience too, not just the video game people. The people that played Silent Hill, it sold like probably like 1 million copies 30 years ago, you know what I mean? And the people that still have interest in it is probably in the tens of thousands, you know what I mean? And 10,000 people or 30,000 people watching a movie is not, you know, it's not gonna make it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, I don't know why they. Now I think about it, you know what? I'm actually more confused about it now that you're talking about the Pyramid Head inclusion
Mm-hmm.
in that, because think about it, like the Resident Evil movies they didn't really have like a big monster chasing anybody, right? And I was thinking to
Well,
myself,
2 had the Nemesis.
two had Nemesis in it.
Resident Evil, the movie 2, Resident Evil Apocalypse, I think it was called? No. Was it?
It did have Nemesis in it.
It had Nemesis.
Okay, never mind then. Because I was thinking to myself, like, they just needed like something memorable, like a memorable big monster.
Mhm.
Because all horror movies have a memorable big monster in them mostly. Like every big series movie has a memorable villain or character in it, if you think about it. So maybe it's just trying to capture people's interest like that, because it's a horror movie. If you're not into video games, then it's a horror movie. Horror movies have monsters in it. They have big monster that's memorable. You put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Sell it to the masses. So, yeah, I just realized that right now. But I mean, I'll probably watch it. I'll watch the new one, right?
The new Silent Hill? Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. See if it's any good, because it's gonna. I mean, like I said, it's gonna be. We'll see what they do with it, because it's gonna be a totally original story.
Mm.
So, you know what I mean? Because there is no sequel to 3. I think 3 is pretty definitive. And then when they made the next one, it was 4, and then 4 doesn't really have anything to do with any of the other games. So they're gonna make a whole brand new story, and we'll see what they do with it.
Right.
Hopefully, something good.
I just came up with an idea, but I'll keep that to myself for now.
An idea for the movie?
Yeah, I might do my own separate video for it.
Dang
or,
it! All right,
I might do
sounds
a separate video for what I'm thinking. But what's the other set of video game movies that are coming out? I mean, when we watched the Mario movie, we were talking about how we were excited for, and then I actually saw polls of of which video game movie people wanted to see, and number one was obviously Legend of Zelda. So, I mean, I would love it to see like an Ocarina of Time movie, that like, you know, gives the same feeling as the original game got. You know, um, yeah, the same feeling that the original game got, where you're just kind of like going through like dark dungeons and, um, you know, going through a fairy forest where it's just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like open. It's like open, and kind of vast. Not vast, but it's like there's just something to it, that's kind of unsettling. Like you don't feel kind of. It's not a happy game,
Mm-hmm.
really. It's like kind of weird and it's kind of scary. Like I
Yeah.
remember when you were playing it when we were kids,
Mm-hmm.
like a feeling that you weren't really safe in when you were in a dungeon or at night, or like, um any of that. Maybe it's because of the soundtrack, maybe it's because of the sound effects and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't really feel like, you felt like kind of like a big monster could come out of anywhere
Mm-hmm.
while you're fighting it. But it also felt really cool and like really big, and you felt like there was actual magic, like actual like dark magic and stuff like that in the game.
Mm-hmm.
While you're playing it, like, oh, this is like a sort of like a game for adults in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, I hope they get a feeling like that, um with the
It was
movie.
gritty.
It's gritty. No, it's not gritty. It's just like, I don't know how to explain it.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It didn't feel like a colorful, like goofy game like Wind Waker or whatever. Which I
Yeah.
think I think that that really, because people look on Wind Waker now with like a lot of fondness and stuff
Mhm.
like that, and they're like, "Oh, the GameCube was so good" and all this stuff. But when it first came out, there was a lot of criticism about the art style
Mm.
and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh, this is like a little kids game, blah blah blah," and all that stuff. Even though all video games are for kids, but
Mm.
they were doing that deal. But you're onto something with the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Well,
Actually, Majora's Mask like really, like they really double down on the unsettling feelings.
That's true, but I don't know if if it gave me the same feeling though. Like for whatever reason, it was just way more boring. Like it wasn't like the same. Maybe it's because you've been through everything already,
Mm.
and the big scary moon or whatever was like always idle. But it's not. It doesn't. Maybe it's just the mechanics where it's like, oh, you die in 3 days, so you gotta do everything quickly, and then like
Mm.
the story's much more confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the story's much more confusing in that game, I think. So maybe it's the reason that it didn't give me the same feeling. I know maybe it's because I was older too,
Mm-hmm.
that it didn't give me the same like kind of dangerous dungeon kind of feeling as the
Yeah.
other one did. So, but I hope if there's an Ocarina of Time movie, it'll do that. The Mario movie didn't make me feel like I was in Mario Land. It made me feel like I was in something else.
Yeah, it made you feel like you were in a cash grab. But
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's what.
you know, I just thought Mario movie too. Yeah, Jack Black doesn't have to be in every
Oh, he
video
was in
game
that
movie.
too.
You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's what
Holy
I just
crap,
said at the
I
beginning.
just thought about that right now. I just put like 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, so Jack Black's gonna be playing Link. Let's see, who else is gonna be in there? Jason Momoa will be playing Princess Zelda. Who else? I don't know. Robert Downey Jr. is gonna be Ganondorf, I guess. He can be
Robert
Ganondorf.
Downey Jr. If I ever see that guy again,
He's-
there's some actors that just need to just retire or like get a more. You know what's his name wasn't like. I'm trying to think of a good example, but who was in Silence of the Lambs? I can't think of that actor's name now.
Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins. Like Anthony Hopkins,
Mhm.
he knew. I think that's his name.
Mhm.
Hopefully, I felt like as he got older, he when he was the main actor in a movie, it would usually be like a more mature movie
Mhm.
to showcase his acting and everything.
Right.
And then when he wasn't in a really serious movie, he was always a supporting actor.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I feel like some of these people need to do that. You know what I mean? Robert Downey Jr. needs to. I know he's the. goofy guy, you know, in Tropic Thunder. He has like a goofy character in there, and then he's been in a bunch of superhero movies, and he's about to be in another superhero movie. He's gonna be Doom, Doctor Doom, or whatever. But he really needs to like maybe take a more supporting cast role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something that's like his like age appropriate.
Maybe he'll play a dad. Well, I mean, he did play a dad sort of in Iron Man in the Endgame or
But
yeah.
in the superhero movies, he doesn't feel like a mentor or anything like that. He just feels like another character that's.
He was in Oppenheimer.
Oh, he was? What was he in that?
I don't know, somebody. I didn't watch it. It was boring. But I watched the Barbie movie. So.
Oh gosh, don't even get me started on that movie.
Good God, it's been a while. But what was I gonna say? Funny enough that you mentioned Anthony Hopkins, because the other dude that played Hannibal, Mads Mikkelsen, was supposed to be Doctor Doom.
Oh my gosh, what a freaking.
Yeah, they really.
I mean, honestly though, that he's one of those guys that's like you just put him in every bad guy role.
Pretty much,
you know
yeah. I mean, since James Bond, since 007, what's it called? Yeah. In Casino Royale.
Yeah. Plus, he just has that look.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he just has a really stoic look, the sunken eyes, the dark, everything.
Yeah, I can't think of any other video game movies that probably would come out that I'd probably want to watch. Mario Kart movie, I don't know who'd want to watch that. Yeah, I can't think of anything else I'd want to watch. Tekken movie they've already made Tekken movies and they're really bad.
Fighting game movies are like the hardest movies to do if they're not an anime.
That's true, yeah.
They're like, I mean, they did a Dead or Alive movie, it was really bad. They did a Tekken movie, it was really bad. They did a King of Fighters movie, it was really bad.
Fatal Fury is not bad. Fatal Fury 3 is not bad. It's a good one.
Fatal Fury? Which
Fatal
one?
Fury 3.
The anime movie, but
Yeah,
I'm
the
talking about
anime
live
movie.
action movies.
Oh, yeah, okay. True.
And then that's what I'm saying. When they do a live action fighting game movie, it always usually comes out bad, except for Street Fighter was bad. The only one that was good was Mortal Kombat 1, the original one from the 90s.
True.
You know what I mean? Even though everybody's done a 360 on it and said that it's shit because the stupid reptile looks crap. You know what I mean?
True.
Which it does look crap, but it's like, dude, you know what I mean? It's like, well, they wanted it to look cool in video game. You know what I mean? They fucked it up, but you know, the movie itself is not bad. It's pretty good for a fighting game movie. They stuck to the story. All the characters were good. The fight scenes were great.
Right.
You know, and yeah, all the practical effects looked good. It was perfect. It was like the perfect video game movie at the time.
I think that people that I think that people are too stupid.
Yeah, that goes
they're
without
just
saying.
stupid. I don't know. They're just I don't know what I know that there's tropes in it that people don't like that are prevalent now, but they're like dialed up to 11 now. And they're not balanced out with other cool shit that's in there. Just because there's a couple of like bad things in the movie, that doesn't necessarily mean that the entire movie is bad. Because there could be other cool shit in there that you will enjoy. Yeah, there's a couple of movies that are like that.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I guess the other wave of movies that's coming that we noticed like a little while ago, but like I said, are setting up the studio and all the other issues kind of got in the way of us talking about it. Was the new wave of like weird sequels coming that are like decade old movies.
Yeah, that's weird too.
Yeah, well, I mean, Twisters. We just watched a bit of Twisters.
We tried to watch Twisters.
Tried to watch Twisters.
Yeah,
It was
my gosh.
pretty boring. It's pretty mid. But well, it's basically a remake, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be a sequel. It's a reboot.
Okay, but like Gladiator 2 is coming out,
Yeah, that's.
which I thought was like strange. I have no idea. Maybe I'll.
I saw the trailer for it. It's I think Russell Crowe is in it, but it's
He's not in it.
He's not in it.
He's specifically not in it.
Oh wow. Well, I wouldn't be either.
Yeah,
Embarrassing.
he was doing an interview where he was there was like a clip of him doing an interview for another movie he was doing, and he said that he's been asked that so many times about that movie that he's not in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just thought it was strange. What's the other? Oh, Beetlejuice. Obviously, Beetlejuice 2 is coming out.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that one is. That's a weird one because I guess it's to prey on people's nostalgia, but I don't feel like people. I feel like people were pretty satisfied with that one. I don't think anybody was clamoring for a sequel.
I think what the issue, I mean, a lot of people saying Hollywood is out of ideas,
Mm-hmm.
which they're always out of ideas. That's why they copy each other.
Yeah,
It's not that
they've
they're
been out of ideas forever.
Well, I don't know. They don't have. They're always getting an influx of like different stories and stuff like that. It's just that you don't want to test the waters. You want to let someone else test the waters, and then if that does well, you want to follow up on that with your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't wanna be the dude that is trekking the forest. You want to be the guy who builds on the other person's mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
and then see where you go from there.
Right.
That's the smart thing to do. But I think what it is that maybe they're probably seeing like with streaming sites that people. I mean, look at Top Gun. Top Gun was is like a sequel to a movie that's like almost like 30 years old, or maybe more than
Top Gun 2 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, Top Gun Maverick. Yeah.
Yeah, Top Gun Maverick is like a sequel to a movie that's like almost 30 years old and stuff. So maybe they're capitalizing off of that success and like bringing back these old movies, just because you know, the new generation of like writers and shit are screwing up so badly, and they're making these movies that are just like not very good. And people are starting to look at old movies, and then you see like there's a bunch of well, I mean, we're basically movie critics.
Mm-hmm.
We're noticing like the weird writing issues, dialogue issues, and all this shit that like that are making movies pretty bad nowadays. And then you remember those old movies, you start watching them, and you're like, Jesus Christ, why? What's up with the quality difference in writing here? Maybe that's just a boomer take, but and then we'll see Waterworld 2. Can't wait for Waterworld 2 to come out.
Are they making one?
No, but I just saw a documentary.
Oh my god, dude! I was gonna say don't. That's how bad the situation you're talking about is. That I believed you that they were making Waterworld 2.
Yeah, I just watched a documentary on Waterworld.
Uh-huh.
And how it has like a really, it just started making money like 5 years ago. It started turning a profit from like sales of resales of the re-edited version of where it's like a copy of some of the deleted scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a mixture of the deleted scenes from like
a director's cut almost.
Not a director's cut. Deleted scenes from special features, added to the theatrical cut added to the TV cut that were mixed together. And that's the new cut of the movie that's that they're selling now.
Right.
So the theatrical, because the TV cut had the ending where they were on Earth.
Yeah.
And the dry land was Mount Everest. You know that ending?
Yeah.
They go and there's that wasn't in the original theatrical release of the movie. Along with other scenes that were from the special features, obviously, like I said.
Right. So they were. Oh, so because they added the global warming message or whatever, they had to add that to the
basically
movie.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes more sense and it makes the movie more coherent. It's like the ending of Planet of the Apes, which is what I wish I remember. I'll give a shout out to that documentary in the description, because I don't remember who did it, but funny enough, I can't wait for Waterworld 2 to come out. So also same channel. Hold on, let me see if I can find that freaking channel. Same channel put into perspective some some movie history for me, too. Was that is it Orion? Orion Pictures didn't want to put out Terminator because they wanted to make more prestige movies like Amadeus. So Amadeus and Terminator came out around the same time. Which to me is like kind of mind-blowing because I always figured Terminator was way older than that for whatever reason. Just in my head it just kind of like I just remember it like that. I'm not sure why, but anyway, unfortunately,
Just any excuse to bring up Amadeus. I think that's what it is. This is what this whole thing was.
It's part of the reason why, but that's basically where my yeah, so I'm hyped for the new the remake,
Amadeus
the new
2?
sequels. Amadeus 2, yeah. I'm hyped
Oh
for
my
Amadeus
gosh,
2.
I can't wait.
Beethoven the movie. Beethoven the movie. You heard it here first. Schizophreniacast. That's my idea.
I saw the light. I saw the light in your face when you said that. You're like, oh, Beethoven.
Beethoven the movie in the style of Amadeus. Yeah. So
I would. Well, I don't know a lot about Beethoven. Well, actually, yeah, he is a weirdo, right?
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That'd probably be a good movie then. I would watch it.
Yeah, and then Vivaldi will be the unsuccessful like third. I don't know. That's the Lionsgate movie.
It's an A24 movie.
It's an
Vivaldi.
Oh God, no! But Beethoven's will be the A24 one, and then I don't know. Schubert will be the will be the porno. Will be the porno parody.
The porno parody. So of Schubert.
Yeah.
The sequel to Amadeus, I think, will be pretty. No, Amadeus was good.
Yeah. It was,
That main actor is unbearable. That dude was unbearable.
Just his voice, or was it his?
He ruined the whole movie. No, just everything about him. He was. I know the character is supposed to be hectic and goofy and all that, and that's fine and everything, but he was just obnoxious. I don't know if that's what they were trying to get across, but
yeah, Mozart was a douchebag. I've heard.
Yeah, but he wasn't a douchebag in that though. He was just kind of an autist.
Yeah, he was kind of like an autist.
Yeah, he's just an autistic guy. Like he came off as abrasive, but he didn't mean to be. He just kind of had a vision or whatever, and he didn't really have any. He didn't have a filter, so when anybody said anything dumb, he would have to say something against it. You know, or something that he thought was dumb. Yeah, he was like kind of autistic, I guess. He probably wasn't autistic in real life because he actually made things instead of just not showering.
True. Look out for the Amadeus review, everybody.
We're not doing an Amadeus.
Yeah, we're doing
review.
an Amadeus review.
Okay, fine. We'll review Amadeus. I wanted to review it now in the lady's big jugs.
I love that lady is the love of my life. I love her. If I could find a woman like that. Shout outs to any women that want to talk to me, but before if what is it called? But not because I do a podcast.
She's like, yo, Amadeus, who are you? Oh, that was British. I was trying to do like a Philadelphia accent because that lady did not have.
Oh yeah.
Everybody had like a pompous kind of accent because it was Victorian times order, but she was just like, she didn't even care to do an accent.
Well, Amadeus is from Austria, isn't he? Or am I wrong about that? No, that was somebody else. Yeah, he's
Salieri was Italian.
Yeah, Salieri was Italian.
They were in Austria because they were talking to the King of Austria. Who, by the way, was really, really good in that movie. Apparently, he's a nonce.
That's right. That's him, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about what we'll save it for the review.
For the review, there's like 3 movies that I really, really love that he's in. So it sucks really bad. Okay, go. Yeah.
So let me find that.
Wait. Can we talk about him? Okay, we'll talk about him being a nonce in the review, but I want to say this so we don't get sidetracked in the review.
Mm-hmm.
But he, the movie where he was a cannibal,
right.
where they had the cannibals, and it was the Revolutionary War. Mm-hmm. That one was really good. He was good in Amadeus, and then he was good in he was good in something else, and I forget what it was. But anyways.
Ferris Bueller.
He was in that, but it wasn't like I don't know. I don't like Ferris Bueller. I think we talked about this before, where I think that movie sucks. It's not a bad movie, but I don't like it.
True.
Yeah, I don't like those type of movies.
It's like a shittier Risky Business. Have you ever seen Risky Business? It's like that, but like safer.
Yeah.
A safer version of Risky Business for like teenage kids that are like that watch PBS. They don't watch Fox, they watch PBS.
Yeah, exactly.
For kids out there, they don't watch they don't watch Adult Swim. They watch
Cubo.
They watch Cubo. Yeah,
They
like
watch
that.
Cubics. Robots for everybody.
That's old. But,
Yeah.
Oh, Leighton Eversole. That's the name of the guy who does those documentaries on these old movies. He talks about the production and all that of those. He's very good. Leighton Eversole. Yeah. So I guess we're, depending on your taste, I guess there's gonna be a lot of stinkers. And a lot of movies that are bereft of original ideas. So, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? It's been forever.
Yeah.
God damn it! I want to talk about Amadeus.
No,
Okay, fine. We'll save it.
Yeah. So
We'll save it. But what else is getting the sequel? Tremors? Another Tremors?
I don't think it needs another sequel. Isn't there like 7 of them?
Yeah. And I think that dude's in all of them, isn't he?
That one guy, yeah.
Yeah. That guy's pretty cool.
Is the guy from Tremors? You know, in the first Tremors, there's a guy in that movie. He's not Kevin Bacon. He's the other guy.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
is that guy the dad of the dude that plays the Punisher?
Why? Does he look like him?
He looks exactly like him. Like they're like.
I never thought about that.
I swear to God, they're like the same person. Just like he's a younger version of that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. It just like I like whenever I see that movie, I always think of that other dude from The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. But I don't know. I think Kevin Bacon hates that movie, so I don't think he'd ever make a remake either, or like be in a.
He
remake.
hates that movie. What's up with people and hating the things that other people enjoy? It's so weird. It's just always a thing. I understand if you're a musician and you had one hit and everybody's like, play that one hit or whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm trying to do this other stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But for an actor and things, I have no idea why you would hate the thing that made you famous. I guess because he's trying to break out and play like a freaking nonce in movies now or whatever the fuck he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
A stir of echoes or whatever, trying to be a serious actor. But I don't know. When you become a meme, like, and he was like I guess a non-internet meme, right? Because it's 6 degrees separation of Kevin Bacon or whatever it's called.
True.
So he's like, I don't know.
Well, he
never
Nicolas
survived
Cage
his...
before Nicolas Cage, right?
Mhm.
So, I don't know. Yeah, at some point you're just like, I just want to stop doing art and I want to start making money because I have like bills to pay and kids to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free.
Good. What did Boogie do?
Boogie, oh god, his like, I knew it when they were talking about like his diagnosis thing. I knew he just jumped the gun and told everybody because he's that type of a retard, where he just like kind of he just has to put everything on the fucking internet, or like he has to tell everybody everything because he's so narcissistic that he thinks that everybody needs to know every little detail about his life.
Yeah.
Either that or he's that uncreative. And he's that uncreative and that he thinks people are that stupid that they'll just like ingest anything. That he just goes out there and like tells everyone. He's just fucking, I mean, look at how fat he is. He's so he lacks he just lacks self-control. Any type of self-control, he lacks it. some people suffer in silence with a lot of their problems, because they have so much self-control, and that dude just like um eating whatever he wants, saying whatever he wants, just doing whatever he wants. Uh, Basically, so I. That's why he's having so much trouble now that he has like actual like issues. Because he can't control himself enough to fix them.
Right.
So I mean, I wasn't surprised that he just jumped the gun on his diagnosis and told everybody that. Also, probably the profiting off of the money of people's sympathy and stuff. I can't really I mean, I felt sorry for the guy when Sam Hyde's friend showed up to his house, but now I think I know why. I mean, he's kind of like, I think he's coming up roses now, right?
Frank Castle? Oh yeah.
He's coming up roses now, but I don't know what his initial beef was with Boogie, but yeah, it must have been internet. Well, no, he did that because it was some kind of like step across this line, like some kind of like pissing contest type of thing. From what I understand, I could be wrong about that, but it's never mind, fuck Frank Castle. But
god damn it.
So actually, you know what, never mind. No, he was a good man because he told Vito, he also threatened Vito for being a piece of shit. Never mind, he's a good man. Never mind, Frank Castle, if you're listening to this, you're a good guy. I'll still fight you in real life, though. Like, if you come fucking...
Right?
I'll beat the shit out of you, dude. You take a swing at me, put me in a self-defense situation. Never mind, I'm not going to do that internet shit, but I will beat the shit out of you.
God damn it.
What was I going to say? Yeah, he's just a piece of garbage, I think.
No, he's a straight piece of garbage, because there's a bunch of stuff that he can do to fix his situation, and it's not like people aren't wanting him to fix his situation, and not in the sense that they care about him so much that they want him to fix his situation. They're just like, anybody that has two brain cells to rub together is just like, dude, just do this, and that, and you're fine. You know what I mean? Make content. Make your content better. You're on the stupid podcast with, gay Keemstar, and just, you know what I mean? Do it well. You're getting paid and all this, and he just refuses to do anything.
He's beyond that now. He's beyond like, oh, this guy's just a lazy idiot. He's like, he's gone to the point where he's like, wow, this guy's a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
That's like, will do anything to keep up his lifestyle. So, just the ultimate glutton. The ultimate glutton. Just eating up whatever he can, taking advantage of whatever he can, taking advantage of whoever he can, for whatever, hedonistic, thing that he wants to take care of at the moment. So yeah, he deserves to be like, he was like complaining about like being homeless and donating some money to a charity and not getting paid, but he kind of deserves to be homeless, honestly. Since that, however long it was that he made that claim, or like he insinuated that he had cancer, from that time forward, he should have not been making money. So whatever money that he made from that time, leading up until now, he should donate to research.
Yeah.
To help people with that are actually have cancer of some form. Because he shouldn't be you could argue that he made money because of that, and because of his backers thought that he was in a really bad spot and felt sorry for him. So
not even that, even afterwards, whatever he made on Keemstar's show, whatever he can, and then it's always some bullshit with that motherfucker. He just is like, oh, my bills, I need to pay my mortgage and all this gay stuff. And I think it's been said a million times. I think it's been said a million times that that he uses that as leverage or as an excuse and stuff like that. But it's like, dude, it's this crappy hate cycle where it's like he comes out and he says, I waste my money on a bunch of dumb shit. Then he's like, oh, I need then he fakes cancer. He got found out for faking cancer and making all this money. Then he doesn't do anything with the money. He just keeps it and doesn't donate it, or maybe he donated 4,000 or whatever, but he made way more than that in this time frame. And then it just goes back to the original point. So it's like 3 points in succession. It was succession. I mean, he said he wastes his money on bullshit. He got found out for faking cancer, and then he keeps the money.
Right.
And then it goes back to step 1 where he wastes his money on dumb shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So there you go.
Well, it's a cycle of lolcowdom that Keemstar is trying to create on his podcast, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I just think that, yeah, I mean, you shouldn't feel sorry for him at all, honestly. Like, no matter what, don't feel sorry for that guy, because he will take advantage of you. I mean, I saw old videos of him being like, he was like in a video with his coworkers, and he was being like the most obnoxious. I think he was trying to be funny. He wasn't really like saying anything rude to them, but he was trying to be funny. But he just came off as the most obnoxious like guy to be around. Like clearly, like he's pointing the camera at his coworkers, and his coworkers, you could just tell they're just putting up with him. For whatever reason, as he's like making jokes with them, and they don't find the jokes funny at all, and they're just like waiting for it to be over. And it's obvious that they're doing that. So he either didn't notice or he just didn't care, and he wanted to make a video with them in it. So, yeah. So that's that. I noticed that from a long time ago, but I didn't really think anything of it. But now it's like, you know, now it just kind of makes sense, honestly.
Yeah, it's super obvious at this point.
Yeah, so, yeah, I think, what could people, I guess people could just stop watching that lolcow podcast. If they really want to get back at Boogie, just stop paying attention to him, I assume. Even though that's almost impossible.
Because he's always doing something. I don't know. I guess the only thing you can really do is just support I guess, because here's the thing about those type of shows. When it's things that involve lolcows, you don't have to watch 4 hours of a lolcow. Because some of these guys like Cobra, other ones that I'm not going to name because I don't want any of you guys to know who they are because they're mine. I watch them. I enjoy them. I don't want you to enjoy them because you're going to fuck it up. So,
our viewers are smart and cool. So, the people that watch us. So, but Tony wants to hide your beautiful, innocent eyes from all that.
No, there's a lot of lolcows that I actually like. And I know that little 13-year-olds are going to get in there, or 20-year-olds, little Zoomers are going to get in there and just like, instead of like encouraging them, it's all like the guy's dancing around in a ballerina outfit or something. It's a fat guy, let's say, and he's dancing in a ballerina costume. The response to that should be like, "Hey, you're looking like that's cool. I like your dance moves." So he'll do dumber stuff,
right?
But then dumb Zoomers or kids come in and they're just like, "Oh, queer, homo. Why are you wearing a dress, queer?" or whatever, and then he never does it again.
Our viewers don't do that. They're the best and the sexiest, and or the coolest, depending on the age. So like if they're adults, then they're sexy. But if they're but you know what I mean. Anyway, so if they're young kids, then they're just cool. You shouldn't be listening to this, by the way, if you're young.
No, if they're young kids, go away.
Yeah, go away. Get out of here.
Get out of here. I'm gonna throw a rock at you.
Sorry, I'm trying to make money. Sorry, I'm trying to make money.
Yeah.
But not off of kids, just off of the adults.
Unless you get your parents' credit card, then.
No, don't do that. No.
All right. So
well, if you're an adult and you live with your parents, still don't do that because that's fraud. So.
Yeah, exactly. The the thing about that type of stuff that we were talking about before, because I lost my train of thought, is I lost my train of thought. I'm gonna edit this out.
Well, there's a like I mean, there's that cycle of like watching him and stuff.
Oh, that's my point. I'm sorry. This is all getting edited out. The best thing you can do is probably support the people, the clip channels. That, and I know everybody hates clip channels and stuff like that, but if it's a clip channel that's not monetized, they're just doing it for the love of the locale, or they want you to see the funny stuff that they do, and there's not really any I guess there could be some malice about it, but they're not trying to make money off of it. They're not like I'm not going to call anybody out because I don't want to get any heat or anything, but there's some channels that they just make money they make money off of it. That's their money making thing for their channel, or they have a burning hatred for the locale, and they really want to get them, and that's bad too. But if it's just a channel that's uploading, they're doing here's what this person did, here's the highlights of their stream, then you should probably just support them. A good example is Boglum Chronicles. He does King Cobra streams. He'll condense it down to a 20-minute, 30-minute, maybe 10-minute video, depending. And then you don't have to watch 4 hours of King Cobra, 2 hours of him passed out. You get the nice 20 and 30 minutes where he says dumb stuff.
True. I would say just don't. I think the main thing is just not to watch that channel. Let it die, and make sure that just show a lack of interest in yeah, I guess the clip channels would be good because it siphons off the views. If you're really that interested and you can't help yourself. But I mean, I know I can't sometimes, but yeah, just make sure that you don't give him any of your money. Put it towards something more positive, I guess. Yeah, there's no reason that he should be making money off of like being internet infamous or anything like that. I mean, there's plenty of struggling people there's plenty of people that are doing stuff that you would like, and is positive in one way or another, in quotations, positive, but it doesn't cause any harm to anybody else, and they're actually producing something well off. You shouldn't. Yeah, don't be giving money to people that are that are entertaining you because of their stupidity, or that are using or trying to use your sympathy to get money from you. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Like, at least, even if they were, just make sure that they're a good person and that they're actually giving you something for your money. Yeah. Not like some of the people that are on their fucking Patreon that aren't giving certain things, that talk about movies and comic books and stuff like that, who I may or may not get into a fight with later.
No, don't do it.
You know what I'm talking about, Tony.
JonTron. So, I have never watched one episode of Locale Live. I know exactly what's going on there, so it's possible, people.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know what I mean? I've never watched one DSP stream, but I know what's going on with him. You know what I mean? I've never watched one King Cobra stream, the whole King Cobra stream, but I know what's going on with him. So it's possible, people. It's possible, people. You just gotta ignore people who are bad. You just gotta ignore them. Really, seriously.
Honestly, yeah.
It's don't look at the monsters. It's the episode of The Simpsons where the monsters are going around. They're like, don't give them any attention. Don't look at them. And then they freeze up. Remember?
I don't remember that.
Because it was like,
I don't remember that episode at all.
It's the Halloween Treehouse of Horror. I forget which one it is, but all the advertisements come alive, like the Donut Boy and the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they go around killing people, and then when you don't pay attention to them, they turn back into advertisements, because it's like advertisements.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's exactly the situation.
That's a perfect analogy.
Dude, Simpsons is so good. It's so wise.
I was gonna say most life lessons you can learn from The Simpsons, circa like 1998 through 2003, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. First 11 seasons, I guess. I don't know. But shit. I mean, fuck. We didn't have parents.
That's true, yeah.
We were raised by The Simpsons and King of the Hill.
Yeah, and not Hey Arnold. I think we've already talked about that, right?
Yeah, I was raised by Hey Arnold.
Oh, that's why all that horrible stuff happened to you, I think.
Well, the only thing that horrible stuff that ever happened to me was I like girls that step on my balls. I think Helga did that in one episode. I'm not sure. She kicked somebody in the dick one time, right?
I think so, but it was off screen.
Oh, okay.
Don't talk to homeless people, first of all. Like, did we ever make that review of the Hey Arnold tropical like adventure movie or something like that?
No, because I would have took it seriously because I actually liked it a lot.
I mean, it's a good movie.
It was very good, yeah.
Or did I ever go off on my rant about Hey Arnold's like horrible like life lessons or anything like that?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
That was in. Wait, did we do the Jungle movie? No, we were talking about something else.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, no.
We can get into Hey Arnold's life lessons right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, fuck Hey Arnold.
Whoa,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, fuck.
No,
Hey
it's a good show.
No, it's stupid.
How is it stupid?
Because it's stupid because if you follow what Arnold does and his like the way that he is, you will in the scenarios that he's in the area that he's in, like if you're in like a shitty neighborhood and you start hanging out with like homeless people or trying to find the good in like these fucking freaks that are around you and stuff like
All
that,
right, well, we don't have to.
you're gonna get a BT you're gonna get BT Cade or whatever. Not BT, yeah, right? Yeah, you're gonna get BTK'd by these freaks or that are in your that are in your area, especially if you live in a ghetto ass neighborhood. They're not quirky, they're freaks. Yeah, so there you go. The Simpsons was about an a dysfunctional family with their, but yeah, later on it became the Cosbys. So.
And then Malcolm in the Middle was good.
Oh yeah, well, Malcolm in the Middle.
No, Hey Arnold was good. Yeah, maybe you probably shouldn't. I like it. I don't know how to defend it because you made a good point, but at the same time, it's like I like the show. It was good.
You like the fantasy of the show. It's like it's like Lord of the Rings, where there's where turns out Sauron was right all along. No, I'm just joking. No, Sauron's the true evil, because he had the orcs and.
Look, there's nothing wrong with Monkey Man except that he was Andy Dick.
Exactly.
And now Andy Dick is Monkey Man.
You try to be friends with Monkey Man, and he turns out to be Andy Dick. There you go. So, do you wanna talk about your IRL story with Andy Dick?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, it was okay. So, I was working at a secondhand. We talked about it before. If you watched our Clerks review, you already know that.
Did we talk about
that we
Andy
walked
Dick
about?
Or second? Oh,
I didn't talk about Andy Dick, but we talked about that we worked at that thrift shop, I guess you could call it, because it wasn't really thrift shop and boutique weird thing, and we were just sitting around lounging in the back or whatever, waiting for customers, and freaking like Andy Dick like runs through the door, like he like runs through the door and he throws his shirt on because he had no shirt on. So he was walking down the street and he had his phone in his hand. So, I mean, I guess later on I found out that he's an IRL streamer. So he comes in and whatever, throws his shirt on that he had in his hand and then just starts wandering around the store like, I guess tweaking or I don't know what. And he like comes to the back or whatever and we're all scared. We're like frozen to our chairs and we're like, oh my God, it's Andy Dick. He's going to kill us.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you guys have any locks? Like, and we're like, what? He's like, locks. Do you have any locks? Like for locks to lock things. It's like for a locker, like with a key and stuff. And he's just like, oh, he didn't say anything. He just like, we're like, no, sorry. And he's like, okay. He's just like, he's just like doing circles around the store, with his phone in his hand. And he's just like circling the store. Then he like he goes to the door, like swings the door open, whatever, flings his shirt off, and then just like starts running, like walking down the street with no shirt.
Yeah, that's pretty harrowing, I have to say.
Yeah, and he's just like, and then the whole time he was in the store, he's like, "It's outside, it's hot outside." You know what I mean? It's like crazy. Yeah, man, it was.
Yeah.
And I guess it was I guess when it was, I don't know what shape Andy Dick is now because I saw him recently. He looked skinny or whatever. Like back at that time, he had like a big beer belly.
Oh really?
So yeah, he was still skinny everywhere else. He just had a big beer belly. So, but yeah, that was. I survived Andy Dick without dying.
He might have been high on. There's a drug that when you take it, it makes you feel really hot.
Yeah.
So, he was probably high off of that.
Mm-hmm.
When he came into the store, and he probably wanted a lock to keep whatever young man was trapped in his basement from getting out.
Oh my gosh.
Or trapped in his shed.
Right.
So that's probably why he wanted the lock.
Gosh. What a crazy.
There's a theory that he's made like at least 3 people OD.
Really?
I don't know if it's a theory, but like he's like responsible for, I think, David, not David Spade, the other one, the fat one, Chris Farley,
Mm-hmm.
Phil Hartman, and another actor from, I think
Phil Hartman was murdered by his wife.
Yeah, he gave the I'm sorry, not OD. He gave the drugs to his wife, because she was like a recovering addict. So he basically offered her drugs and she relapsed. Which he also did to Chris Farley, which made him OD, and also to an actor from All My Children, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I don't know their name or what their character was on the show, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So so that's Andy Dick, Monkey Man. Told you. Don't trust the quirky people in your neighborhood. They're freaks.
No, trust Monkey Man. He's a good man.
Yeah, don't trust the Monkey Man.
Yeah, but what if you get what if Dino Spumoni comes out?
He's gonna Spumoni. Anyway.
Oh, what else?
I feel like I feel like the future of movies is I mean, it's all right. It's pretty much the same. It's pretty stagnant.
What about Joker 2?
Oh man, I've already heard bad things about it.
Really? Already?
Yeah, I think the pre-release reviews are out, and it's like everyone's saying it's really disappointing. Which I said when it came out. It's not recorded because that's before we started the podcast. But I'm pretty sure. I mean, the consensus was that they shouldn't make a remake. It didn't make any sense to make a remake. Unless they had a really, really, really good story.
Mm-hmm.
But I doubt that. I mean, I've heard things from like that Lady Gaga, who plays Harley Quinn, is the main focus of the movie more than Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
More than the Joker in that. I heard it's a musical, which doesn't make any sense. I mean, from what I'm starting to think that it's a troll.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a troll when they were talking about it leading up to, where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Joaquin Phoenix didn't leading up to the release of Joker, which I was 50-50 on, because you remember I was following it since I heard that Joaquin Phoenix signed on to play to be in the movie.
Yeah.
So with the first movie, I was like, okay, it's 50-50 whether it's gonna be good or not, because they got this director that's like never directed a serious movie before. It's all just comedy movies, from what I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joaquin Phoenix is already saying stuff like, "Oh, I don't give a shit what people think about my portrayal of the Joker. Like, I could care less." Um, and so I was like, so I was following it, and so, you know, leading up to that, I was like, that movie was like a big hit, and then Joaquin Phoenix like did a full 180, saying like, "Hey, I want yeah, if they want to make a sequel, I'll sign on to it. I don't, this one did great." And then he won the Oscar for it. Um, so I was like, so they came out with this other movie, and I was like, is this what the fuck is this shit? Is it just that bad of like decision making, or are they trolling?
Mm-hmm.
Cause this dude is like a weird, like weirdo movie director that does comedy movies that sounds like he would troll like the audience of like comic book fans, which to some extent they deserve it, but like to some other extent it's like kind of insulting. And like Joaquin Phoenix, who talked about like fucking veganism during his acceptance speech with his Oscar. He was talking about how,
that's
like,
right, I remember that.
yeah, he was talking about factory farming. He mentioned his brother at some point during it, probably because everybody expected him to, which I'm sure he's like tired of talking about at this point. But yeah, that sounds like something he would do too, just troll an audience or whatever, because he has enough money to like fuck off for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Or for the rest of his life, not doing anything serious anymore. So I fully expected this movie to be bad. Joker 2.
Yeah.
I didn't never give it a chance since the beginning. What do you think?
We'll see how it goes. Hopefully they were just kidding about all the musical stuff and all that. I mean, they could have a couple of like they could have like musical interludes that don't like they had him dancing down the stairs to rock and roll song number 2 or whatever the fuck that name of the thing is, rock and roll number 2.
Mm-hmm.
They had so they had that. If they have things like that, that's fine, but not like actual whole musical. Maybe they can do one song if it's in their imagination or something.
True.
But we'll see. Lady Gaga is a pretty good actress, I gotta say. I'm surprised about that. Didn't think she would be, but she is. So hopefully she can do it. But we'll see. If they focus too much on, I don't know. Might be good. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think people are. It's like the first one. You're putting too. I think people are putting too much stock, like how you did on the first one. I think people are putting too much stock on what they're saying, and then I think it'll probably be good when it comes out, maybe.
I don't have that much. I'm not giving it a chance at all. If it is good, I'll or if I like it, then I'll. It being good and me liking it is can be separate.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd be like more surprised than anybody, I think. Yeah, I'll be more surprised than anybody because I didn't think they should make another one when I watched the other movie. I didn't think it was a movie that not needed a sequel, but it was that it was possible to make a sequel of, just because of how the story built itself and like his character development and all that, and bringing it into the DC, like introducing Batman into the movie doesn't make any sense for that character. To me.
Yeah, it's not necessary. This could be some alternate universe thing. I mean, that's how comics work anyway.
Yeah, but how would Batman be like Batman would have to be like toned down a lot for him for that version of the Joker to even be a threat for him. He'd have to be like a mid-level like billionaire, or he'd have to be like super incompetent. Yeah.
If they do have Batman in it, I think Batman's probably just gonna underestimate him and like, you know what I mean?
True.
Just give him like the shoe and everything. I mean, that's what happened in the first one.
True.
You know what I mean? The reason he got away with all the stuff or whatever, because they were just like, people were just like dismissive of him.
True.
So that was like the majority of the movie. But that's kind of it. We're just gonna have to wait and see if it's good or not.
They should have called it Joker Triumph of the Lol Cow.
God damn it. That's basically what it is, really. Okay, so Sony came out with some dumb shit.
What's that?
They're the CFO, Hiroki Todoroki, said that Sony doesn't have enough original IPs.
Okay.
So I guess so they don't want to release exclusives or anything like that. But you don't have to do exclusives. I mean, you could do, well, I guess that's probably what it is, just to make excuses. Because a lot of these Japanese developers have been making a lot of excuses now. Because I guess they've been pressing them. I don't know why, but they've been making a lot of excuses. Like freaking Shinji Mikami, he recently was like, they asked him if he was gonna do another Dino Crisis and stuff, and he's just like, "Oh, people want a Dino Crisis remake? I didn't know. This is the first time hearing about it." It's like, are you for reals?
How much
Like he's out of touch, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't know about that." And he's like, "I don't think we have." He's like, "I don't think we have room for that to make that game or whatever, especially because we're like focusing on Monster Hunter." It's like, Monster Hunter? What the hell does that even have to do with anything, dude?
Well, I mean, it's just going with the safe options, you know? They have to make money, they have to do returns and stuff like that. You don't want to...
Yeah, but we don't want to hear that.
True.
People don't want to hear that. That makes sense to us, but normal people, like, if you want a Dino Crisis remake or what, you don't want to hear that. You want to hear, well, it's not going to make any money, so we're not going to... What do you mean? You know what I mean? And then they have Exo Primal, you know what I mean? The dinosaur shooting game. So they already have a dinosaur shooting game, so it's like, what's the difference?
True.
You know what I mean? You wasted all your time on that garbage and could have just made a Dino Crisis and it's guaranteed money. But anyways, back to this thing. It's like, how do you not have any original IPs when you have like Sly Cooper, Crash Bandicoot, Papara? You can bring back Infamous. You can do Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, you know, things like that. Ape Escape, another Twisted Metal, dude. You know how much they could print money if they do another Twisted Metal.
That's true. Yeah.
Especially with the show, with all the videos. There's freaking dudes that turn when that show was coming out. There's dudes that turned their channels into Twisted Metal channels. Like, they were dudes that were struggling to do YouTube content, and they just started doing Twisted Metal lore, Twisted Metal, here's my playthrough, Twisted Metal mods. That's all they do. And their freaking numbers shot through the roof. And then I've seen them try to play other games, and people don't give a shit. You know what I mean? So they're printing money with another Twisted Metal game, but I don't know. They're really out of touch with what people want. You know what I mean? Especially with social media, where they can tell you what they want.
True.
You know, and I can't think of an instance where they gave the fans something that they wanted that it backfired. You know what I mean? Recently, anyway. Like, everybody, you know, they're like, oh, remake. People have been saying for years, remake Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, you know, and they did it, and there you go, it's money, and the games were really good. People were saying, make another, you know, whatever, you know.
The only thing I can think of that would probably be that issue is Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 7 remake.
What do you mean? That thing made billions.
The second one is not doing well, supposedly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So,
It's because they made Aerith Transcender or whatever.
No, I think it's just that maybe it's because of the different direction that they're going with the story, which I haven't played it yet. I've heard so much bad stuff about it, and there was so much shit coming out that I haven't even looked at it. So I need to double check that. So I might eat my words later, but what I've heard is that's not doing well. Which I don't even know how much money they spent on like making that.
But is the live stream the far plane?
In my fan fiction, it is.
Okay, that's good. We make that joke every time we talk about
There
Final
was this-
Fantasy.
Man,
God, remember HBI 2K? I think we
No,
did.
we're
I
not
think we
talking
talked
about
about this
HBI 2K
before. Ah, dang it. Okay, yeah.
we're not talking about HBI 2K again because we already did it in the Berserk stream, didn't we?
Did we?
I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah, we did a Berserk debate. Remember?
Oh, that's right. And we talked about HBI 2K. Yeah, he was.
Which I have more people to debate about Berserk. There's
You're get. Don't get on Twitter right now with the Berserk thing, dude. It's really bad.
what's
The more wokey people are like, oh yeah, drop Berserk. It's got it's got SA, I guess. Or oh, I don't know, dude. What the heck? Do we get our thing taken down for saying Or are we gonna do the thing for YouTube where we're like SA and
yeah we're gonna-
unaliving and stuff?
Yes, we are. Yes.
Oh God. Okay. Well, anyways, it's got SA in it and all that. It's got Mind Break and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And people are just like, oh yeah, don't support Berserk or whatever. Like watch My Hero Academia or whatever. Which everybody hated the ending apparently, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, there's some people making some pretty bad arguments, and then the people that are in support of Berserk are
Like some of the worst
unbearable.
Yeah.
So you're getting it from both sides. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I've been on the drop anime in general train for a bit, even though I know so much about it, and I can't seem to. It's just something that keeps popping up in my life.
Yeah.
Where it's like, there's a lot of.
I'm right there with you. I'm about to, and it sucks too because then there's like these really creative people that come out with something really nice,
Yeah.
and then it's like it gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, it gets lost in the shuffle of like disgusting people that are sharing the same, not the same hobby, but like a weird, gross version of it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're like kind of they're there for the wrong reasons. Yeah. There's certain. I mean, there's like a lot of different aspects in some stories.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like the big aspect that is the reason why it's popular. And then there's like the other aspects of it that like freaks and weirdos latch onto. That it's still, I mean, it's still valid for people to be all like, no, I'm not, well, not valid, but it's still, I can see why people turn away from that.
Yeah.
Because of it, and it's something that I've had to deal with too, because it's like I don't really want to read this shit if it's gonna have this in it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or it makes me like rethink, like reevaluate my interest in it, or like should I even be interested in this if they're gonna sneak in these weird gross shit
Mm-hmm.
that like I really really dislike, so yeah, I mean
There's certain things in stories that you turn a blind eye to
yeah.
that the creator probably put in there because of their weirdness,
Yeah.
but doesn't mean you have to support it like 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It might be something for the story that was unnecessary, but it might be something that's, something that's part of the story.
Yeah.
So, but you're not like, I think on Twitter, which is what I live on now, they I got into not into an argument, but it was a little bit of a discussion or whatever, because they were talking about G.R. Martin saying he was the anti-Tolkien and blah blah blah, and he's a big fat idiot. But they were saying that Game of Thrones is shit because he's an idiot, you know. But I'm like, well, Game of Thrones isn't shit. Game of Thrones is good. You know what I mean? Game of Thrones is fine. You know, it's a good show. It's a good book. You know, he never finished it, but that's fine. There's a lot of unfinished things in the world that we just have to deal with. You know. Then they Mega XLR never ended. You know what I mean? It just got canceled, and we're now just like, oh God, you know. But he they're saying that it was bad or whatever, and I was like, well, no, it's good. It has its merits. You know, the creator's an idiot, but that doesn't mean that the thing itself. And then they were saying that I don't want to like watch something that has like diarrhea and incest and stuff in it or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well. Understandable, but like for me, being a fan of Game of Thrones, I don't have to then be like, well, you know what? incest and diarrhea are good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a big. It's part of the mythos. It's part of the story, and it's actually good, in fact.
Yeah, I hated
And you're a
it.
fucking tourist if you don't like incest and diarrhea.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, I hated it when Megas XLR when they did the diarrhea incest arc or whatever when they got into the robot.
Yeah, exactly.
They did all that. And no, I know exactly what you mean though.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't. But you know, it's like it's in there, so it's like I don't want to see any of that depicted, and I don't want it to be spread around. So I'm like, so I'm like thinking, maybe I should just drop this. So yeah, I guess that's something I have to really think about. But is that because the last time you told me about like if, an argument about Berserk is whether Casca was black or not.
Okay, yeah, that was well. People were defending it with their life. Like I don't know, her being Kushan is the word for it, right?
Yeah, she's Kushan.
Yeah, Kushan.
Clearly,
her being Kushan would be a negative. That's how they were acting. I'm not saying that they were like how dare you? Like she's not. I don't know. Everybody on Twitter acts like she's black, but her being Kushan is a step too. You know what I mean? It's possible that people can immigrate. I know she's from Midland, but she's also an orphan in Midland. You know what I mean? So where are her parents? Like her parents can be from another land. They just left her there.
She's not specific. She's not an orphan. Specifically.
Uh-huh.
She had parents. I don't remember what they look like. She had parents. I don't remember if they showed them in the manga. As being white, but that could still mean that she's adopted. Because her parents sold her into slavery, basically.
Yeah.
So, still though, it's like you've only seen maybe like one other person that might be black, but there's a whole section of this fucking a continent that's full of these brown people that come
that
from
we need to keep out of Midland with a wall. No,
that's
go ahead.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what they did because they're demons. They're ruled by a demon. Okay. Anyway, so before we get kicked off of YouTube, so like you have this whole like area of like people that are fucking this specific race and this specific culture, and this person right here just so happens to be around that area. Why wouldn't she use Mackham's razor, and see that she's obviously from there. Clearly, she looks exactly like them. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. Twitter is I don't know how you can spend your time on there.
Me? Oh, I talk to interesting people on there. I like them.
Well, I mean, what's some of the other like big things that have been happening on there?
On Twitter, nothing much.
Right.
Drama.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what the base of Twitter's appeal is, I think. But
it feels like the way they're structuring Twitter now, it feels like they want, like Elon Musk wants engagement no matter what.
Right.
You know what I mean? He wants people to comment and kind of like get into discussions and or just flame wars and things like that, because I'll be on my timeline and it'll like give me things where it's all like, oh, Kamala's the best, all the Trump supporters are all retards, and or it'll be like some lady being like, oh, anybody that thinks that this policy is bad is an idiot or whatever, or give me dudes that's support something that I don't support.
Right.
you know what I mean, or I'm vehemently against for whatever reason,
Mm.
and it'll just like fill up my timeline with them, and I'll feel tempted to just start arguing with them,
That makes sense. Yeah.
you know. And then he took away he like you can't see other people's likes.
Okay.
So before you could see what other people liked, but then they took that away, which I thought was okay because I don't. I saw a lot of people when they get into arguments, they're like, "Hey, you like this or whatever." It's like they'd be arguing about. They would be arguing about, whether you should get married in a church or get married in a thing or whatever. It's like, oh, Christian God, blah, 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 and gay marriage and blah, blah, blah. And then they'll be like, hey, look, you like the big titty tiger girl. You know what I mean? Like tiger furry, you're furry or whatever. You like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not me. It wasn't me. But it was other people. They would do that. Or I had somebody, no, not to single anybody out, but I had somebody who was arguing with people against like a really bad aspect of a fandom. And he was doing his points and everything, and they were going back and forth, and then the person went into their page and was like, "Oh, well, look at this. You like this guy. You like this stuff. Your mutuals with this guy,
Right.
and stuff like that." And he does this and that or whatever, which you never know because you're not on somebody's page 24/7 to see what they're doing.
Right.
You know, so that's the little tactics that people do or whatever, and they're trying to get rid of that. They got rid of the likes. They got rid of all that stuff. I think they're talking about getting rid of follower accounts. You know what I mean? I think they were like talking about maybe getting rid of how many followers you have,
Okay.
which I think would be okay too, because it's really like it's unfair for the smaller accounts anyway. So, and it just gives bigger accounts an excuse to dismiss people's criticisms and stuff. So like I said, it's for engagement, so people can engage with each other more. You know what I mean? Somebody, if I say, "Hey, Lana Del Rey's husband, your take is stupid" or whatever, he can't be like, "Oh, you got 100 followers, dude. Why the fuck do I gotta listen to you? I got 5,000."
True.
You know. So they Susie and the Banshee's husband, yeah, so he's trying to do that or whatever, but it also is a double-edged sword because I think they're also doing that. So there's a lot of drama in there, people arguing and stuff, and then not even arguing about the points. There's people arguing about points, but then it's like super dismissive about other stuff. It's really dumb.
Well, I mean, I've seen people with like who are like nobodies get under like these basically internet famous people's skin enough to where they're like arguing with them, shouting them out. They're living rent free in their heads. Yeah, they're like literal nobodies. They're able to like just pierce through their they're just able to pierce through their like insecurities so much that that they just cannot help themselves but like just pay attention to them. So either that or they're just like they just make a good enough argument to where they just like they can't ignore it. So I don't know. I guess Twitter is just really. I mean, people say it's a cesspool and people hate it. So even the people that are on it like constantly.
The people, I don't know. There's a lot of people on it too. They're like, oh, now it's 4chan and all that stuff, and I was like, well, first of all, it's better than 4chan. Second of all, because 4chan is just porn spam, and then if you go into poll, which is the politics board, it's just like, hey, white boy, look at this big dick black guy taking all the white women. You know what I mean? That's like every thread on there, dude. It's fucking awful. It's like unbearable to like, what do you call it? If I have to see another big black dick or whatever, that's why I don't even go on there anymore. Jesus Christ. But
wow, how based.
Yeah, I know. I've been just like scrolling through one. It'll be like, oh, free Palestine thread, war in Ukraine thread, and then it's like, and then it's just like, hey, white boy, what do you think of this? And it's just like a big giant like wiener, and I'm like, oh, dang it.
Incredible.
Yeah. So
disgusting.
It's better. It's better on. Yeah. So it's kind of better on this one, but I can. There's a lot of people butthurt that motherfuckers can just can say things as long as it doesn't break the TOS. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
So I mean, there's motherfuckers with like, names that are just like Rape Man 5000 or whatever. Or I hate the blacks forever 1888 or whatever, and they're just like, why is this allowed to exist? It's like, because they're not breaking any fucking rules, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't threaten to hurt anybody. They didn't call the violence, and they didn't do any targeting harassment. They just exist. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's enough for some people. Like, especially like the let's say the casual Dragon Ball Z fans and Naruto fans, they get really butthurt because I mean, for motherfuckers that hate the cops, they love the snitching, dude. They just take screenshots of things and they're just like, oh, here's here's all I do is rape all day.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name, the name of his account. They're like, Elon, do something, and they like hashtag Elon, do something or something. It's like, you're snitching to Elon? I thought you hate. You said you wanted him to like get shot into space.
Yeah.
Like 5 seconds ago, and now you're snitching to him.
Well, also the funny part is like it's usually not that particular thing that bothers them. It's usually some petty argument that they had about something completely different. It's not necessarily the other obvious atrocious thing that they're doing. It's some other little like petty thing about whatever stupid interest that they have at the moment that caused them to do that. Which is funny. Shout outs to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, exactly.
And for that whole Drake beef or whatever. It wasn't a problem before when it was open, but it was a problem when you guys started beefing about some dumb shit. I hate rap music. Anyway, yeah, I could see that happening in Twitter just because of how well, not how most people complain about it, but from that perspective, yeah, definitely.
Can I say that on even though it's bad on there, I still don't think it's as bad as Instagram.
Oh God, Instagram.
Because Instagram lives are just SoundCloud rappers fucking yelling at each other. Yeah. One of them is always in his house with like his grandma furniture and like a bad painting in the background, or their like dumpy ass apartment with like a white wall behind them. And then the other person's always walking down the street, like coming home from the liquor store or something, and they're just like yelling incoherently at each other.
Yeah, the structure of Instagram must be the easiest shit in the world for these like freaking 10 IQ dudes to be like being able to use it, I suppose.
Yeah,
right?
And then TikTok is even worse than that because TikTok is worse because you'll have random you'll have some dude being called out by somebody for like they're a popular TikTok person. They're like, hey, they'll have one of these TikTok or Instagram interviewer guys that they interview the hip hop community or something like that, and then they'll have like the TikTok famous person, and they'll be like, oh, why are you dating a 16-year-old? Or like, you were in the DMs with a 16-year-old. What's wrong with that? And the guy will be like, I didn't do anything, like whatever. And then fucking like all of a sudden like a fucking alien flies by, like a little alien cartoon flies by, or their fucking face turns into a dog with the tongue coming out, and they're like, no, I wasn't talking to, like, it was just, I didn't know she was 16 at the time, dude. Like, I didn't like, and then their face is turning into an elephant, or whatever. They turn into a cat emoji.
Jesus Christ.
It's really fucking dumb.
I don't know. It just shows the people that use that live on there, kind of to make their way. I guess to make their bones. What kind of people they are, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always like some kind of dumb. I kind of noticed that there's like a kind of I think I've said it before that there's an attraction of like just the kind of worst people to like attention grabbing. For whatever reason, it's just a trait of their personalities. Lolcows, yeah, obviously lolcows gravitate towards social media for whatever reason. But usually they're, like I said, like with Boogie, like with everybody else, just the lowest common denominator. Trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator, and doing a bad job of it,
Hmm.
if that's even possible.
Yeah, exactly.
um, so they end up finding it. Um, yeah, but maybe worse than they thought. Um, yeah,
All right, we're coming up on an hour and a half. You wanna?
yeah, that's good.
All right. All right. Good night, everybody. Hopefully this came out good. I can't. I'm not a sound engineer, so I don't know if this came out good or not. But I'm gonna do some editing and then I'll release this as soon as possible. So have a good night, everybody. Hopefully you liked it or whatever. It'll get better as time goes on.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay schizophrenic. I don't
I
know.
don't think they have a choice.
You don't have a choice, but I don't know. Take your pills. Bye.
Take
Whatever.
your pills. All right.
I love you.